Alright, shalom, shalom, shalom. Alright, today coming back with some more precepts, and today I'm gonna name this one Things That Are About to Happen on the Earth. So, with that being said, I want to go ahead and knock this out and get this done. So, my first precept I'm gonna bring out is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 43. Matthew 24 and verse 43. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known and would watch, the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Right. So just like in this walk, the Most High told us to, hey, I need you to watch. I need you to be in these scriptures. I need you to be meditating. I need your spirit right. He's telling us, hey, if you have watched, you will have known when I have came. But if you're not watching, you will not know when I came. So therefore, your house would have been broken into, just like a thief. If you were asleep and a thief breaking your house, how you gonna know? But if you're awake and a thief start breaking and rattling stuff, you gonna hear it. And you gonna go and see who it is. Then you gonna know who broke into your house. All right, but I'm gonna keep going. Verse 44. Therefore be ye also ready. Be ready for the coming of the Lord. And be ready for anything. Like martial law about to get ready to kick off at any moment. All right. Therefore be ye also ready. For in so much an hour that as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. Right. So a lot of people don't think, oh man, he ain't gonna come. He ain't gonna come right now. I'm gonna read that one more time for those who don't think. Therefore be ye also ready. For in such an hour as you think not. So when you not thinking the Lord not coming, the Son of Man cometh. Right, he gonna come when you not least expecting it. All right. My next precept I'm gonna get is Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 9. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare. So if the Lord set up this place to be destroyed, it's going to go out the way he said. All right. And new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. Right. So this is the book of Isaiah. I just read in the book of Matthew that all these things that we seeing right now escalating is actually happening. But the Lord said, I told you these things, right? Because in the book of Isaiah, the Lord was declaring himself. And people don't even know it. He was talking of him, speaking of himself. But see, he came down in the flesh and actually said these things once again. That's why he said, before they spring forth, I tell you of them, right? All right. So my next precept I'm going to get is Luke chapter 21, 21 and 28. Luke 21, 28. It's the book of Luke chapter 21 and verse 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth not. Right. So when you sin martial law kickoff, you sin uproars of the people, you sin your family come against you, you sin the so-called white man is he doing stuff at a rapid rate. They trying to now legalize pedophilia. Man, these robots, they trying to implement robots in the street so they can take over. It's when you see these things, know that the Lord is coming and he coming fast. All right. My next precept I'm gonna get is Mark 13. I think it's Mark 13 and 29. Mark 13 and the 29th verse. I'm gonna try to keep this short and quick to the point. Mark 13, 29. All right. So you, in like manner, when you see these things come to pass, know that it is not even at the doors. Right. So we just had a blood moon, what, 2 nights ago. Everybody was looking up like, oh man, look at the moon, it's red. They have no idea that was a sign of the Lord coming. They have no idea that that was a sign from the Lord telling you that he coming and hey, get your spirit right, get your mind right. All right. My next precept I'm gonna get is Acts 3 and 23. The book of Acts chapter 3 and verse 23. All right. And it shall come to pass that every soul which will not hear that prophet shall be destroyed from among the people. Right. Yea, verse 24, yea, and all the prophets from Samuel and those that follow after, as many as have spoken, have likewise foretold of these days. So the prophets, Amos, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Isaiah, uh, um, a lot of them, they told us that these things was coming, and now they here, and now they playing out. We seeing it for our eyes. We seeing it. So now it's time for you to get right, so-called black man. Get right, so-called black woman. Get right, Hispanic man, Hispanic woman. Native American, man and woman. Get right. Get your spirit right. Because these things are coming, and they're coming fast. Because as 1,000 days, as is 1,000 years, is as one day with the Lord. All right? And I believe that's in 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 8. All right? My next precept I'm going to get is Matthew 24 and 6. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 6. All right? And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. So we seeing that in South China Sea, you got the U.S. and China. Then you got the U.S. versus Russia. Come on, man. We seeing these things. Now we got Venezuela. They coming into the fold. You got Israel, Syria. Everybody's getting their hand in this. North Korea, they sitting over there quiet. But hey, they all got their hand in this. And the Lord is gathering all these people up to battle because there's rumors of wars. And pretty soon it's going to start. All right? And actually, Israel just shot a rocket over there into Syria. All right? Rumors of war, saying that ye be not troubled. Don't be troubled because you're saying these things, because the Lord said he told us of these things, all right? For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet, right? The end is not here yet. It's just a sign of these things that's about to happen, coming to pass and flourishing right now, making themselves manifest, all right? My next precept I'm going to get is Luke chapter 21, 36. Luke chapter 21, verse 36. All right. Watch ye therefore, and pray always that ye may be counted worthy to escape. Right. So you got to pray and hope that you can escape these things because of all the sins we've done toward the Most High. All right. Watch you therefore, and pray always that ye may be counted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man, right? So you got to make sure your mind right. You got to make sure your garment is right. Not actual garment, but your spiritual garment. Because all this stuff is going to pass away. All right? My next precept I'm going to get is, I got one more. 2 Timothy 3 and 1. Just written down a couple of precepts on things that are coming to pass. That's all. I want to relate this message to y'all because as a watchman, that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to go warning people. All right? Because if I don't, then I'm going to be killed. So I got to do my job and get this blood off my hand and show y'all and tell y'all what's about to come to pass very shortly. All right? This is 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. Let's hurry up, get back here. All right, 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. Right? So you seeing the government Satan against Satan. You seeing over there in France, all those yellow vest people, they rioting. They bucking up against the police. But all that's coming here to America. Rape, robbery, and murder, it's going to be the purge. The purge is going to happen. It's going to be for a matter of days. It's not going to stop. And this government is not about to reopen. All right? My next precept I'm going to get is 2nd Esdras chapter 6 and verse 22. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. Right? So when you hear, basically, it's like one of them tornado sounds almost. When they start blowing them in every city, every country, ooh, man, really here in Babylon. But when they start blowing those, people going to get scared because they ain't going to know what to do. You're going to be driving. People going to be at games. People going to be at work. Then you start hearing them sirens all over and they not stopping. Man, people going to be scared, all right? But the Lord told us, don't be scared. Verse 24, at the time shall friends fight one another against like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Right? So all this electricity about to stop, but that can even go deeper, which meaning the wisdom of people. Yeah, The so-called white man know that he got this certain rulership for a certain amount of time, but his wisdom gonna be knocked out. All right. This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 6 and verse 25. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and shall see my salvation and the end of your world. Right, because I'm hop up to 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. Right, so it's not the actual end of just your soul and your spirit. I mean, no, that's not the end. It's something else coming greater than what we living in now. But this place has to be destroyed because of the sins, the rape, the robbery, and murder that happened against the children of Israel. And God is sick of it. The Lord is sick of it. So he has to come get us, and he has to set this place on fire and cleanse it all the way. All right. So it can, like John said, I saw a new heaven and a new earth. Right. All right. This second Esdras, chapter 9, verse 1. Well, actually, let me keep going on this. Verse 26. And the men that are received shall see it. All right. Who have not tasted death from their birth. Right. So the Lord says some men they ain't even gonna feel this. From the time they are born even until the time now. They should not see death. All right. All right. And the heart of the habitation shall be changed and turned into another meaning. Right. Verse 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. Right. So this so-called white man, his wicked rulership gonna be put out, and it's gonna be quenched. That way no man can revive it. All right. Second Esdras, chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before. Right, so the Most High said, hey, measure these times and look for these things that I've told you. All right, verse 2. Second Esdras chapter 9, verse 2. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world, which he made. All right, not the so-called white man, the Most High. All right. Therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes. Right. It was just an earthquake here not too long ago in between Tennessee. Then you had one just strike off the coast of California and Alaska. All these earthquakes going off. One just happened in Chile the other day. All right, down in South America. All right. And when you should see earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. We seeing people going on strike because they ain't getting paid. You seeing all these TSA workers. They said it was over like 300 some thousand teachers and students in California going on strike because of the government shutdown. All right. Verse 4. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before you, even from the beginning. All right? For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is made manifest. Right? So the Lord is showing us these things that are taking place in the end times. All right? But it's on you to get right and for you to come back to your nationality and your heritage and to the Most High laws and commandments so you can be able to understand these things. So you won't be out here scratching your head looking crazy. All right? Verse 5. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonders and powerful works and endings in effects and signs. Just like 2 days ago we saw a blood moon. Not many people understood what that was, but that was a sign, like he just said. All right? This Revelation chapter 1 verse 3. Book of Revelation chapter 1 verse 3. I'm trying to keep this as quick as possible. Just like to get this done and get the message across. All right. But he that have ears, let him hear. Revelation chapter 1 verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and that they hear the words of this prophecy. Right, because this is prophecy that's going on and prophecy that is happening. And keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. Right, our time here is at hand. Babylon this place is running off seconds. There's no minutes, there is no more hours. This society is almost 1 second. It's almost at, it's barely finna hit zero, but it's at 1 second because this place gotta go and this society has to fall. All right. My next precept I'm gonna get is Second Esdras chapter 13 and verse 29. Second Esdras 13 and 29. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. And when he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth, and one shall undertake to fight against another, right? Cities against cities. Like it said in this next verse, one city against another city, one place against another. What? South America, Mexico, or Mexico against the U.S., or you got Russia against the U.S., North Korea against the U.S., the EU against the U.S. All right. One city against another, one place against another, one people against another. So you're gonna have race wars. All right. One realm against another, right? So if y'all didn't know or not, the so-called white man, he built a military force. Actually, he built a military force so he can put them in space, so he can fight against the Most High and the angels. But see, they're gonna lose anyway. But see, the scriptures have to be fulfilled. So actually, they're going to fight up there. All right. And when they come down here, because those angels are coming here, and the Lord is coming here as well. So the what so-called white man know that he know he got to fight him. All right. Verse 32. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass. So the Lord telling us this is going to happen. All right. And the signs shall happen which I have showed thee before. And then shall my son be declared. Right. Because this whole world don't believe that the Lord is a so-called black man, that he looked like me and my people. All right. Whom thou sawest a man descendant. Right. So we're going to see the Lord crack that sky in that big chariot. All right. Verse 32. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen which I have showed thee before. All right. I'm gonna go to Second Esdras chapter 15 and verse 14. Second Esdras 15 and 14. Second Esdras chapter 15 verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. So the Most High said, woe unto you. Woe means destruction. All right. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. Right. So death and all these things are coming close. Just like that. All right. And one people shall stand up to fight against another with swords in their hand. So it's about to be an all-out race wars here in America. All right. Just like it was on CNN the other day. They had the CNN reporter say that the black Israelites, how they were taunting these so-called white kids at this rally or whatever, but they weren't doing that. They were just reading the Bible, man, how it's supposed to be. All right. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. Right. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right. So in a minute, it's gonna be so many people on the streets to where the police ain't even gonna be able to stop it. They gonna have to use the military. All right. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Right. Because martial law is about to kick off, and you're gonna be in your house. You're gonna be literally stuck in your house unless the so-called white man come snatch you out of it. All right. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Right. So all these so-called people who live in their day-to-day life, they don't even know this is about to happen to them. They have no idea. All right. Verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods. So if a so-called white person or a so-called black person sees something that you got, while there's no power, no electricity, no food, and they see something that you got, they're going to come and get it. And they say with a sword in their hand, not an actual sword, but with a gun. All right, and they're going to come take it, and they're going to kill you if you got it. All right? Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, right? So a famine is coming. And Ezekiel, the fourth chapter and the fifth chapter say that a famine gonna come, and it's gonna come to a point where you're gonna be eating bread by weight, which means you're gonna take a little piece of bread that may be like your only meal for like 5 hours. Then you're gonna have to drink a sip of water for 5 hours, but that's gonna be your only sip for 5 hours. Then, hey man, it's coming, all hell coming. All right. My next precept I'm gonna get is I'm still in Esdras 15 and 24. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. So if you're not keeping the commandments by the time this has happened, you are screwed, man. All right. Second Esdras chapter 15. Oh, okay. I'm in 16 now. Chapter 16, verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon, this place, and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Right. So the Lord is against these places and these countries. All right. Second Esdras chapter 15. All right. I don't know why I keep saying 15. I keep looking up at that my notes right here. But Second Esdras chapter 16, verse 2. Gird up your loins with gird up yourselves with sackcloth. Excuse me. Gird up yourselves with sackcloth and hair. Beware your children and be sorry. The Lord said, be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood? Right, how you gonna do that? How you gonna drive away a hungry lion? Man, that thing too powerful. Or may anyone quench the fire in the stubble when it hath begun to burn? All right. May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The mighty Lord sendeth the plague. So the Lord's doing this. He's sending these. All right. And who is he that can drive them away? Who is you that you can drive away the plagues of the Lord? All right. A fire shall go forth from his wrath. And who is it that may quench it? Right. How you going to put these things out? You can't do that. This the Lord. All right. He all power. All right. My next precept is Second Esdras chapter 16 and verse 70. All right. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. So people like myself and people like other guys and other women that's in this truth, hey man, the so-called white man may be coming after us. So the Lord is already warning us of those who he has prepared for that hey, these things are coming to you. All right. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Right. So when martial law is declared, some of those military men are going to actually pull up to your doorstep and take you out and take you to a FEMA camp and kill you or torture you. All right. This is no joke. All right. Then they shall be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in fire. All right. Verse 74. Hear, O my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Right. So the Lord is saying, hey, these days are coming and they are here, but I'm still going to deliver you. Just keep doing what I say do. I got you. All right. This is Proverbs. Book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 21. Book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 21. All right. Though hand joined in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. So if you're a so-called black man, if you're a so-called black woman, and you with these so-called white people when this kick off, you're going to die. All right, I'm going to read that from the top again so you can understand what I just said. Though hand join in hand, if you hand and you join with another white man hand, all right, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So we know not to be amongst those people because those are enemies. And the Lord said it's your enemy. So he said don't be with them and don't be joined hand in hand with those people because you will be killed for that. All right. This is the book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 1. Joel, chapter 2 and verse 1. So we got to make haste to flee from these times because it can happen at any second now. Joel, chapter 2, verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Right, so I'm blowing the trumpet for y'all. I'm letting y'all know what's about to happen. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. Right, you're supposed to be scared because it's the Lord coming. For the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. All right. Verse 31. Then the sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord. So that just happened 2 days ago. We just had a blood moon. It's actually a couple more that's about to come. So it's really about to go down. All right. Verse 15. Alas, Joel 1 and 15. Alas, for that day. For the day of the Lord is at hand, and as a destruction from the Almighty shall it come. Right, so the Lord is sending this. It's not for your destruction, it's for the other nations. But you have to do your part in keeping his commandments so you can escape these things. Like he said, you should want to be found worthy. All right? This is the book of Amos, chapter 1, verse 11. All right? Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom. Edom is a so-called white man, all right, in the so-called white race. And 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof. So the Lord said he not turning away their punishment, all right, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, Esau and Jacob, all right. And you can read that, check that out, Genesis chapter 25. And you can also go into Cain and Abel. But you got to be spiritual to see that, all right. And did he cast off all pity? And his anger did tear perpetually? Right, so the so-called white man has always had a perpetual hatred towards us. And he kept his wrath forever. But I will send a fire upon Teman. Remember that name, Teman, which shall devour the places of Bozrah. Remember them 2 names, all right? This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49 and 20. Remember that, Teman and Bozrah. Remember that. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49 and verse 20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord, that he taketh against Edom, all right? And his purpose that he hath purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. So the Lord is about to get ready to annihilate these so-called white people off the face of the earth. Verse 21. The earth is moved at the noise of their fall. Right, so we saying the government shutdown take place, and it's actually this place is starting to fall, man, heavily. All right. At the cry of the noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea. Right, so people are complaining. Just like I saw a lady on CNN. She said she had to cry in the car because she didn't even want to see her kids cry because she ain't even getting paid. All right. Verse 22. Jeremiah 49 and 22. Behold, he shall come up and fly as the eagle and spread his wings over Bozrah. Remember, we just said Bozrah. And at that day shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom be as the heart of a woman in her pangs. Right, so they're going to be going through so much tribulation to the point where they're going to hate life. It's going to feel like they having contractions. God, man, he about to put it on them. All right. I'm sorry, excuse me. My next precept I'm going to get is Amos 8 and 11. And this is really about to take place. All right, this is Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord God, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. Just like you can go on YouTube, type in the Israelites. You can go to Google and type in the Israelites. You can go on Instagram and type in the Israelites. But see, there's going to come a time where this is going to be the most precious thing you can ever find and ever know. But see, those who scoff and those who don't want to pay attention and hearken and don't want to hearken, you're going to be amongst this next group right here. This is verse 12. They shall wander from sea to sea and from the north even unto the east, California, New York, Montana, all the way down to Texas. They shall they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. Right, because you had your chance. People like me, people like other brothers in this truth, we made these videos for your sake and for our sake, but for your sake, for you to see them and for you to get this understanding and come on in, all right, and be bidden to this marriage. All right, my next precept I'm gonna get is Amos chapter 9 and verse 8. I'm almost finished. Chapter 9, Amos chapter 9 and verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord God are upon the sinful kingdom. What's that sinful kingdom? America, because they promote homosexuality. You can pedophilia, all type of stuff. You can have sex with the ground. That's disgusting. Then they promote swine, which is an abomination to the Lord. All right, and I will destroy it from the face of the earth, saving that will I not utterly destroy the house of Jacob. So the Lord is going to save the house of Jacob, all right, which is so-called blacks, Native Americans, Hispanics, all right. My next I'm going to go to is verse 10. I'm going to jump down to verse 10. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say, the evil shall not overtake us, nor prevent us, right? Because you got so-called black women and black men that if I say, hey, if you wear pants or if you eat pork, you're gonna die. And they say, no, it's not. That ain't gonna happen to me. But what the Lord just say? All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say, the evil shall not overtake us. Man, the Lord ain't gonna do nothing to me. God know my heart. God ain't gonna do that to me. Man, God gonna kill you if you don't get right. All right? This Amos chapter, excuse me. I'm trying to go too fast. But this is, let me slow down. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 8. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding of the mount of Esau, right? So these so-called white people walking around today, they have no idea what's going on. That's why he say he gonna even destroy the wisdom out of them. They not even gonna know what to do. They gonna return back to natural animals that they really are, the creatures. All right. Verse 9. And the mighty man of Teman, remember we just said that, of Teman shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. By slaughter. The Lord is going to slaughter everyone. He don't care if you 8 months old, 1 year old, 7 year old, 16 year old, 20 year old, 80 years old. The Lord killing every last one. He said by slaughter. Quick precept that just popped up in my head. Since he said they're going to be killed by slaughter. This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 21. Prepare slaughter for the children, for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. I'm going to read that one more time. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. Right? So the Lord said, prepare slaughter unto you so-called white people and all you other nations because of all the things you've done to the so-called black man and the so-called black woman. All right? All the craftiness they've done to keep us at the bottom and at a lower state. All right? So the Lord said, prepare slaughter for you for doing that to my children and my people. All right? My next precept I'm going to get is Deuteronomy chapter 32 and 39. I got 2 more precepts left. Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 39. All right, this is the Lord. Deuteronomy chapter 32 and 39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Right, so the Lord said he kill, and he make alive. So whoever he want to kill, he going to kill him. And if whoever he want to stay alive, he going to make them stay alive. All right. This is my next precept I'm gonna get is Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 33. All right. Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 33. And when this cometh to pass, and lo, it will come, then they shall know that a prophet have been among them. Right. So as I'm reading this to y'all, and there's other brothers who know they Israel reading this to y'all, y'all gonna know that we was the prophets by the Most High God. And y'all gonna know that we was telling y'all everything that was right. But see, that was on y'all not to believe us. That's your own fault. All right. This is my last one. This is Daniel, the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 18. Daniel, chapter 7, verse 18. This is one of my favorite books, man. Daniel, chapter 7, verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess it, and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. So this is eternal. What you got for you, so-called black man and black woman? Man, you got life waiting on you. All right. I'm gonna jump down to verse 26. Daniel 7 and 26. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion. So who's ruling right now? The so-called white man. He's ruling right now. We're not ruling. All right. We don't got no power in our hand at this moment. And they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it unto the end. Verse 27. And the kingdom and dominion for the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. Right. So the Lord is telling us, hey, these things I'm gonna give to y'all, but y'all gotta do one thing for me. Y'all gotta have the faith and keep the commandments in me. All right, and endure. All right. I was gonna pull these two. Let me see. 22. All right. I'll make this my last one. This is Jeremiah 50 and verse 22. A sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction. Right. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? Right. So, this so-called place that, or America that we live in, hey, it's about to be destroyed. And we don't have long. So if I were you, if I was a so-called black man, black woman, and Native American woman, Hispanic man, Hispanic woman, I'll get myself right with the Lord if I were you. Because this is no joke. And like he said, if you're not doing these things, I'm going to kill you straight up. Because the Lord don't care. He do whatever he want to do. He kill and he make alive. So with that, I want to say shalom and get your spirit right and repent and keep the commandments, Israel. The times are coming.